So I just have a couple questions for you guys. Have you ever answered yes to, we were worried whether our food would run out before we got money to buy more, or the food we bought just didn't last and we didn't have money to get more? Or have you or a loved one been diagnosed with prediabetes, diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, and had no idea where to start to improve your health? Well, unfortunately, this experience is very common in Cleveland. 1 in 7 people are food insecure, meaning they don't know where their next meal is going to come from. And over 1/3 of Clevelanders work at least part-time and are still below the poverty level. And out of that, about 5,000 adults are working full-time and below that poverty level as well. So diabetes, hypertension, high blood pressure, they're all prevalent in Cleveland. And in Cuyahoga County alone, our heart disease death rates are even bigger than the national average. So, our high poverty rates increase our food insecurity, then our food insecurity increases our limited access to food, and then it increases chronic diseases. And what does that all mean? It means that Cleveland and Cuyahoga County are in desperate need of a solution, and one that's not hospital-based, because we have to understand, we have some of the best hospitals in the country, yet Cleveland is still struggling greatly. So my name is Lacresha Johnson. I'm a registered dietitian. I'm a 3rd-generation Clevelander. I'm a former recipient of SNAP, as well as a caseworker, a researcher in a previous life. And I know the ins and outs of government assistance, food access, and eating healthy to prevent chronic disease, as well as manage chronic diseases. And my solution is Cleveland Community Nutrition. And Cleveland Community Nutrition will help those who are food insecure, who need access to healthy, quality food, nutrition education, and how to access food assistance in Cleveland. And how we're different from other pantries is we want to be a choice food pharmacy. So you're going to have basically a nutrition prescription. You're going to have access to doing community cooking classes, getting nutrition counseling, getting assistance with resources to help you become your healthiest self. And my hope is in the next 6 to 12 months that I'll be growing a team to establish that food pharmacy to help with people getting access to those great foods, reducing their risk of chronic diseases, and expanding their palates, as well as securing funding. Having a food pharmacy is not something that is free. And one of the biggest things that I've seen as a community outreach dietitian is we have people who are food insecure, but then they're not 200% under the poverty level. Even if you're $1,000, $2,000 over that level, you can't afford to feed your family. You are still food insecure, but you can't access any of the pantries, not just in the city. This is nationwide. This is a federal thing. And we need more food pharmacies and pantries that people can access who are food insecure but not meeting that level. And in order to do that, we need funding. You can't get that without it. We need general funding that is not from the USDA and not from food pantries. We definitely want the things from, Greater Cleveland Food Bank and other places, but we need something that's accessible for those people who are missing out. In 3 years, I hope Cleveland Community Nutrition is that resource where people come for all things nutrition, that they're met with compassion and dignity, because, being food insecure is hard enough, but then have to go to a place that you're not treated with kindness and respect and getting choices of the things that are best for you. That's the biggest thing, when people get to choose, that makes such a difference in their lives. And then coming to cooking classes, the reality is many people don't know how to cook healthy meals for themselves. So we want to teach them that and do it in a fun way where everyone can be hands-on, from the littlest baby to the older adult. So how can you help? Advising on different business models for the food pharmacy. So we're trying to figure out, okay, what are we going to be an LLC? Are we going to be a nonprofit? Can we collaborate with for 501c3 status? Offering space. We need a place for cooking classes, nutrition education, donating ingredients or tools, as well as donating resources like recording events or editing events, and just sharing information about Cleveland Community Nutrition. Because in order to heal the community, we need the community. We can't do it by ourselves. We want to collaborate with everyone, because that's the only way we're really going to solve this issue. And thank you.